Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of Pedz Game Shack Podcast. Today we have our first Canadian, and that is I have asthma. 69.
Hello, how's it going?
How you doing, Asthma?
Doing good. Just having a nice, lovely Saturday. It's good weather. Drinking some tea. How are you, Pedz?
I'm doing good. The weather's okay. And I have coffee because it's better than tea.
Really? I'm drinking tea right now, and I kind of dig it more than coffee, to be honest. Just kind of funny because I grew up on coffee and I used to work in a cafe, but
maybe that's why your brain has been warped into thinking tea is better.
Maybe, yeah. Well, it gives me more of a caffeine buzz than coffee does, so that's kind of the reason why I drink coffee.
Right. That's fair enough.
It's almost like drinking like liquor, but like let's say you're drinking something that's like 5%, you're not getting drunk off of it. It's like, why am I drinking this? I'd rather drink something harder, you know?
Yeah. Full on absinthe or something.
Oh yeah. I've had absinthe before. It is dangerous. My friend made me a drink once. I drank like half of it and I was like, this stuff's overrated. But I started like walking around and I was like, oh my God, like I can't keep my balance anymore. This is ridiculous.
I'll teach you. I'll be smirching the absinthe name. For those who are new to listening, the format of the show is usually 3 sections. We're only having 2 tonight because I didn't really find anything that I want to talk about for news. The first section is currently playing. The second section is we play together. So we may as well hit up currently playing, and I would like to know, Asthma, what are you currently playing?
To be honest, like Smash Bros. Ultimate. I know that game is like 5 years old now, but it's like an everyday ritual for me to rip that game out like for at least an hour every night. Outside of that, it's basically just like Mega Man 11, which is also the game we're both playing, so it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't play too many games.
That's fair enough. Well, we'll get to Mega Man 11 later with the next section, but it's surprising. Like, I didn't even realize Smash Brothers. I was gonna say Melee then. Smash Brothers Melee have been no, not Smash Brothers Melee. Ultimate has been around for 5 years. It doesn't seem like it's been that long since it came out.
I think it's been 4 years. I think it's close to 5 years. So. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's been out for 4 years. Seems like only yesterday I picked up Smash Bros. No, okay, I'm exaggerating. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. It just shows how quickly it goes. So you've been playing Smash Bros. Ultimate regularly from the sounds of it. Do you play multiplayer online? Do you do like local things with friends? Do you do the story mode?
Oh, I haven't even touched the story mode. I'm just like exclusively like online multiplayer kind of stuff.
All right.
Competitive. I watch YouTube videos, how to do all the secret text and stuff like that. And yeah. I consider myself pretty good, but like whenever I fight like anybody else, like I lose a lot. Like I've never beaten Jasm once. I train every day and he just picks up that game like every once in a while and he still beats me. It's like, come on, dude. I'm trying so hard.
Yeah, Jasm cheats. Simple as. Jasm's a cheater. It's the only explanation for why he wins on everything.
Yeah.
Who's your main?
I was actually looking.
Oh, wait.
My main? My main is Mega Man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a Mega Man freak, if you didn't know. I like grew up on it and I played pretty much like all the games. And I remember when Smash for Wii U was coming out and they announced Mega Man, like I was like tearing my hair out and freaking out. I basically like, told myself, like, I don't even care if this character is bad. I'm gonna get good at him because he's my favorite character of all time. And lucky for me, he's actually pretty good. He's like a B tier.
Yeah, I've played a bit of Mega Man. I've not got used to the character. To be honest, I don't play Smash Brothers anywhere near what I have done in the past. For me, Melee on the GameCube was probably the most I played Smash Bros. I played religiously for a little bit, and then I was just like, cool. And then new games came out, and I moved on to them. And then I bought Brawl and Wii U and 3DS and Ultimate, and I've never just never clicked with me as much as Melee did. Don't know why.
Yeah, Melee has like a special like it's fast, and also one thing I feel like kind of turns at least me off from newer Smash games as opposed to Melee is that like the hit sparks are too drastic that they kind of just like cover everything up. It's kind of like hard to focus on what's going on. So if you had like two people like beating each other up and you took like a quick screenshot of that, it would look like just like a bunch of fucking like beams of light and like I don't know. But I noticed in Melee they don't really have that. So like whenever you see somebody like land a kick, you can see exactly where they hit them, and it just feels a lot more precise.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but it's been a long time since I've played any Smash Brothers. I like the last time I played Smash Brothers Ultimate was probably a couple of years back now, considering it's been out for so long. And I think it was with like Jasm and a few people just in a public lobby, and I think. I just every time I played it, I just went random. So every time I was played it as a character, it would be randomly chosen, instead of me sticking with one character. Because I thought, just having a bit of fun. It's not like I'm trying to do anything like rank up or anything. Just messing around with people online. I'll just play as a random person every time.
I'm really bad with that. Like my friend Tom doesn't really play the game very often, but he can beat me if we're just choosing random. Because like the only character I know is Mega Man.
Yeah.
Like I've studied him like to a T, but I've like not touched anybody else. So it's like I don't really know what their moves are and shit, or what I should be doing.
Well, when I played Melee back in the day, I mainly played as Link.
Link.
Because I really liked Link, adult Link.
Yeah.
But I didn't find him. I don't know. Didn't find him as interesting. Not interesting, but I didn't get on with him as much in Ultimate. I think it's because they changed a few things, like his bombs.
Yeah, they changed like his jumps and stuff like that.
I don't know. It's
that's the weird thing about like going from game to game. Like even like Mario, where he has like the jetpack, like the Flood or whatever it's called.
Oh, the Flood. Yeah,
it's just such a weird addition, right?
Yeah.
And like I think that's his down B, but like in 64, his down B was like the spinning punch move.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really useful, but like it like messes with my head that it's now something else and I have to like adjust to that.
Yeah, I think Dr. Mario still has the down B spinny punchy thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, that guy does.
Makes sense that he wouldn't have Flood because he's a doctor and doctors don't drown their patients. You just throw tablets at them constantly.
Maybe if he's a dentist.
Yeah. Dentist Mario.
Are dentists considered doctors? I'm pretty sure they are, right?
Yeah. I think so.
I guess he could be a doctor in that case, right?
Yeah. But I don't think they doctors who just throw loads of pills at viruses get away with it.
I don't know, man. Some do. I've known some friends who like have had like infections or like things going on with them that they didn't really know what was going on with them. So they see a doctor and the doctor like prescribes them some pills, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really like go anywhere. So they go and see a different doctor and then they prescribe them different pills, which has like nothing to do with the other ones. And just like, do they know what's going on, or are you just throwing pills at you? Hopefully they're going to fix the problem, right?
Yeah. This should be like notes that they should actually bother reading. It's like a lot of the time I've got like lots of different doctor's appointments and hospital appointments for various things. And a lot of the time, like, can you give me this information and that information? I'm like, well, you've got all my doctor's notes. Why don't you just fucking look at them instead of expecting me to freaking recant my life history every 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Well, I remember this one time I was like constipated. I didn't know what was wrong with me because it was like the first time that's ever really happened.
Right.
And it was like so bad that like I couldn't like bend over, like it was like hurting my insides. So I saw the doctor about it and they told me what was up. And they prescribed me like a liquid laxative to drink to like help flush it all out, right? But then I went home and I just like looked up on Google like how to clear up you know, that kind of stuff, right? And they said just drink lots of water, which I did. I didn't drink any of the laxative. It totally worked.
Very good thing to help you become for regularity is prune juice.
Prune juice?
Prune juice, yeah. Prunes are very good.
Is that why older people drink it?
I don't know why people drink prune juice. It doesn't sound appealing to me, but it's meant to help. Or, you know,
why do they like prunes? Why do they... They seem to like wrinkly fruit, you know? Like raisins.
Yeah, raisins I think are grapes that are left and dried out, and then prunes are dates that are left and dried out, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, you know. I
think it kind of looks like them, but they feel more comfortable like eating it.
Yeah. I'd rather kind of like don't touch them. To be honest, I don't think I've ever eaten a date. Couldn't tell you.
I don't really like them.
No.
Very like sweet and thick, but like not in a good way.
That's a shame. Everyone likes something thick in their mouth every so often.
So, what about you? What games have you been playing lately?
What have I been playing lately? Well, recently I've actually been playing quite a few games between God of War HD and God of War 2 HD and Dead Island with Cumberdanes and Gears 5 with Cumberdanes and We Were Here Forever with Matt. I've actually been playing quite a lot. So, like, I'll briefly touch on God of War and God of War 2.
Mm-hmm.
God of War and God of War 2 is in the original God of War, and God of War 2, not God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok. I hadn't played any of the God of War games up until recently, apart from Chains of Olympus, which is a PSP game. I really enjoyed that, but I recently thought I'm going to play the God of War games because I bought them in 2009 to play them, and I've only now got around to them. Which is shocking. It's been, 13 years since I bought them, roughly.
Wow.
So I bought God of War HD, the HD collection to play, and I thought, I'll stream them. So I set it up, streamed the first one. Really enjoyed it. Been playing the second one, and I'm enjoying that more than the first one. It seems like it's very much the same game, but it's more refined.
Are the new God of War games canon to the old games? Or are they like their own separate thing? They are, okay.
Yeah. I don't know the story stuff fully.
Yeah.
But I think the God of War and God of War Ragnarok are set after God of War 3.
Okay. Because I think the first 3 games are Greek mythology, right?
Yeah, this is Norse.
And the new ones are Norse mythology.
Yeah. So,
I kind of be confused.
Yeah, I'll probably get to the newest 2 God of Wars in about 10 years' time.
Yeah.
I'm not in a rush. Like, I played the first God of War recently and jumped straight into God of War 2. I rarely do that with games because you're like, well, I'll just play something else and come back to it. But they're quite short, so I thought, why not? I'm going to leave the rest of the God of War games after I finish this one for a bit and then play something else, come back to it. But they're very good fun, very over the top. Like, just like loads of gore and stuff, and it's not really gory. It's a bit over the top violent. Then fun games though.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've always wanted to play them, but I don't know. I had a PS2 back in the day, but the only games I really bought were like the Mega Man games.
That's fair enough. What I played on my PlayStation 2 was Dragon Ball Z Budokai. something like that's called. Budokai 2 and Budokai 3 mainly. They were the two games I mostly played on my PlayStation 2.
Budokai, were those the fighting games made by
Yeah, they were
Namco?
fighting games. I can't remember who made them, but they were like 2D fighting games. They were good fun. I enjoyed them.
They were kind of like Tekken, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, they were more like Street Fighter, I guess, because they were 2D.
Oh, okay. I remember playing like this one fighting game starring Dragon Ball Z characters, and it was like a Tekken game, but like everybody was like moving really slow and just like hopping around at like a snail's pace. And like it was just so mind-boggling because it was so slow, but like I know these characters are supposed to be like really fast and really powerful.
Yeah.
Just I didn't really understand what was up with that.
No, I am going to know. I don't even know if I've played that.
I'll look that up.
Yeah. What else have I been playing? Gears 5. I've not played Gears 5 until recently with Cumber Danes. I played the original Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 back in the day. I played Gears of War 4 on release. And then I recently-ish played through the Gears series with Cumber Danes up until 5, which we started recently. So on a Wednesday, me and Cumber Danes tends to do a co-op game. We've done like a lot of the Halos, Outriders, Gears, and various other things. Fallout 76. And we started Gears 5 recently, and it seems pretty good. Like story-wise, it doesn't really follow. It follows on from the other games, but it like follows different character. Like the main
like a female protagonist now.
Yeah, the protagonist in 4 was Marcus Phoenix's son, and in 5 you play as the person who was in the team with Marcus Phoenix's son. So it's like still someone from a previous game, but it seems to be focused on her and her dead mother and her backstory, which is fine. I don't mind that. Gameplay-wise, it's the same as ever, but it's got more of like semi-open world to it, which I'm like, yeah, it's okay doing these, like going around on a skiff, but at the same time, I'm happy enough just having Gears be linear. It's nice to have some linear games. Not everything needs to be this big world. And that's kind of how Gears 5 is like semi-open world. But other than that, I got no real qualms with it. It's fun enough. Chainsawing locust things, can't complain.
Yeah, like I'm not a really big fan of like open world games in general, especially like I like Zelda games, right? But sometimes I just don't know what to do. I'm just like wandering around, or I'm not making progress. Yeah. Sometimes I just need, just like cut and go kind of action, like Mario or like Sonic or some shit like that, where it's just like, just do the thing. You don't have to think about much. You just got to do it,
Yeah, exactly. And I like that. It's like in the old Gears games, you would follow a path, linear path throughout the game. But there were points where it would like, you could see like a little opening to another path that would lead to like a collectible or something. I'm fine with that. Like you can go off a beaten path for a little bit to get something to collect. But there's this big thing to explore with loads of different things to do. It's like after a while I get bored and I either just rush through the story then before I end up knocking the game off and never coming back. Or I never finish the game because I'm like, I want to do these side stuff because it's fun. Then I get bored and hit the point where I'm like, I just can't bounce the player anymore. And that's more fully open world games. I
kind of felt the same way about GTA 5. I remember I got that for my birthday when it first came out.
Yeah.
I was really excited to play it. But then I started like doing the mission stuff and I was just like, my God, like I'm sure this game is fun. We're just fucking around, but like when you're doing the missions, it's just not very engaging. It's like, steal this car, drive it across town. Now drive it over here. Now we'll go park it in this garage and go talk to this dude. And just like, it takes like 20 minutes of your time to do all that shit. Yeah. And if you somehow like die on the way there, you have to like do it all over again. You're like, man, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, I that's the problem, and it's just like a bit of focus is needed, and a lot of open world games tend to not have quite the focus I like. But like there are open world games I do enjoy, like the Saints Row games. So it's not like I don't like anything open world. It's just some pull me in better than others. Fortunately, people seem to want them constantly.
One thing, like I remember, I was watching one of my friends play Minecraft recently. He's building like this like huge cathedral, and it looks really cool. But like him and some other friends will just go mine materials for like hours on end, and then build a little bit, and then do it again. And just like as much as I like designing things, like I wouldn't want to have to like mine things, you know. Yeah, I'd rather just like make the things.
You could get around it by you could do that if you wanted to by just doing the build inside by simply going into creative mode, and then you just create the blocks, and then you haven't got to worry about mining.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, and it's just, you know, it's kind of cool, but like I don't really understand why people don't do that. You know, it boggles me that they want to like spend like 5 hours of their night like collecting materials.
Yeah,
just like
I guess it could be relaxing if that's the kind of thing you want. But I get like I had to play occasionally. I'll jump on Minecraft with the kids, and I'm bored playing there. Like, but they're having fun, so that's the main thing. What else am I playing? Dead Island. I played it back in the day for a bit. Never finished it. Got bored. I'm playing it again with Cumberdanes on weekends, and we are in the second area. And while it's okay, it's not as good as Dying Light. So if you have a choice of someone says to you, "Hey, do you want to play Dying Light or Dead Island?" Say, "Yeah, I'll play Dying Light." That's what you say.
Dying Light.
Yeah, Dying Light. I played with Matt and Jasm back a good few years ago now, and we played through the entire game in co-op together. Apart from the opening section and the end section, which has to be done solo, but we played it and we had a lot of fun playing it. It's basically this. It's very much like Dead Island, it just plays better. It's got parkour and stuff in it, and it's a lot more fun, whereas Dead Island's a bit less refined and just not as enjoyable to play.
Are they made by the same people?
They are. They're made by Techland, I think.
Is it like a sequel, or is it just
it's just two different series. Dead Island 2 is being made by a different company, and Dying Light 2 is already out and is by the same company that did Dying Light.
Dead Island is a zombie game, right?
Yeah, both are.
Both are, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that the company's both making like zombie games, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Capcom, where you have like Resident Evil, but also like what's that one game where you're looking at a shopping mall?
Oh, Dead Rising.
Yeah. There's Resident Evil and like Dead Rising. It's just like those are just like too close to each other, you know?
I'm not sure if I read originally that they were gonna put the Resident Evil name on it and then didn't because it wasn't enough like Resident Evil. I think it would have probably done a lot better if it was Resident Evil initially. Like sales wise, people were like, "Oh, it's a Resident Evil, but it's open world-ish and you can kill millions of zombies quite easily," you know. But I think then people would have been disappointed because it doesn't play like a Resident Evil. So I guess they weighed up the pros and cons there, and that's why they stuck with Dead Rising.
The original is kind of like a parody kind of Resident Evil game in a way, where it's just like it's a zombie apocalypse, but it's goofy, and it's more about having fun than it is like being scared, right?
Yeah, beating like zombies to death with silly things you pick up and make and stuff. It's just a jolly good time with certain things. Obviously, it has got the time restraints, and you can only save certain way at certain points, and the certain events and certain people you have to rescue are only there at certain times. I think there's a bit of a nightmare in that sense. It's actually quite strict, but the going around the mall killing things is generally pretty fun.
I remember me and my friend rented the game, and that's like getting really into it. But then we discovered that you could like dress up as Mega Man.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, man! This is the best game ever.
That's the only thing you want to do in it. Just play as Mega Man and kill things with your
Mega Man.
stuff.
Like I'm pretty excited for like anything that's Mega Man. Like if he's in a fighting game or like in a comic or whatever the fuck. Like I'm all about that guy.
Yeah. I think in Dead Rising, I think it's either Dead Rising 2 or 3. You don't get the Mega Man armor, you get the Mega Man X armor, and I think it's the fully upgraded X armor from Mega Man X1.
Yeah. Well, I think in the first one, it's just like it's a air quotes Mega Man armor, and it's kind of like Mega Man and Mega Man X. And they have like movie posters around for like a Mega Man movie, but it's just sort of like its own version, I guess.
Yeah.
But in the second one, you get to get Proto Man instead. And then I think there's a third game, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, there's Dead Rising 1, 2, 3, 4. There's also Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. There's also Dead Rising 2 something else, which is a prequel to Dead Rising 2, but comes after Dead Rising, I think. So there's like 6 games, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah. Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, you play as the person you play as in the first game, you play as in the second game. Instead of, like, the first game, the guy is called, like, I can't remember his name, we'll just call him John. And in the second game, you play as Fred. But in Dead Rising 2 Off the Record, you play as John again. I can't remember their names. And in Dead Rising 4, you play as the person from Dead Rising 1.
Yeah, kind of like Frank West best, like the first guy.
Yeah,
so I remember playing, I think it was the second one, you're playing as some other dude. You're trying to rescue your daughter.
Yeah.
And it's just
third one is someone else again. And I think he's set quite a bit after Dead Rising 2 because the daughter is in 3 and she's older.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Spoilers.
I wonder how well that series is doing, though, because like I know from like the third release and onwards, like it kind of went under the radar. I'm pretty sure like the first one was really good, like sales-wise.
I'm not sure. I know a lot of people were disappointed with 4 because you play as Frank West again there.
Really?
But Frank was like kind of like a different... People saw him like he was in the first one, kind of dweeby and stuff. And in the fourth game, he seemed to be like different. So people were like disappointed with how he was portrayed in that game. And also I think the fourth game was made by a different team to the first 3. So that might have been a problem. Well,
I mean, I haven't really played this. I can't really say, but like, it's like an ongoing story, right? With character development. I feel like if he didn't change as a character, people would still complain about that anyways.
Yeah. You'll never win. Last thing I've been playing is a game with Matt called We Were Here Forever. It is the 4th game in the We Were Here series. The first one is called We Were Here. It is free on Steam. It is a co-op game where you both have to work asynchronously, I think the right term is. So like one of you will be going down one path and your friend that you're playing with will be going down another path. And for example, I would be going down one path and I'd have loads of symbols and we'd have to work out what those symbols mean exactly. Then Matt to use those symbols to put them into a pattern to then open the doors for us to move to the next room and things like that. And it's really fun. The first one was We Were Here. It's free on Steam. Everyone should play if they got someone to play with. The second one was We Were Here 2. It's longer than the first one. Still very, very good. Third one was We Were Here Together. That's again longer than the first 2, but it's also very good. This one now is We Were Here Forever, is longer again. But me and Matt are really enjoying playing it. We've had an issue with a glitch at one point where we was doing a puzzle where you had to like sit mannequins into certain seats and you had to get the right person sitting in the right seat. So every mannequin, for example, like one had a monocle in the right eye and a bald head, another one had a monocle in the left eye but had long hair. There was 4 bishop like people, one was female, 3 of them were male, but like they had different hairstyles and stuff and facial features, so like facial hair then, so you could put them in the right places and you had symbols on which chairs they had to sit in and things like that. Well, we did all that and we thought we must have done it right. and we were on it for an hour. Then, but in between that hour, Matt got disconnected. His internet went down.
You need someone to play it with?
Yeah, you need to play in 2 players. Yeah. But yeah, so the glitch was basically Matt got disconnected. When he rejoined, we were still on the same puzzle, but for some reason it didn't. Like, we'd done everything what we thought was right, and it didn't work. So we'd left the game, remade the game, carried on and done it within like 2 minutes. So I think it glitched because he got disconnected from the game. See. So I don't think it would have happened if it wasn't for that. We're currently in an underwater area doing something with potions and diamonds and mushrooms, and we need to be faster doing it because we know what we're doing. We're just doing it too slowly to finish the puzzle in time. It's timed. Honestly, anyone who is listening to this at all, and you, Asthma, anyone who's listening, if you can get someone to play We Were Here with you, as it's free, I mentioned the first one because it's free as well. Definitely play it. It is really good, and it's really short, the first one, so you can get a knack for if you would like to play those kind of games. And then if you do find someone who's playing, you do find that you like playing it, then try the rest of the series. They are really bloody good.
Wait, so question. What was the first one? Is called We Were Here Forever?
No, the fourth one is We Were Here Forever. The first one is We Were Here.
Okay.
Yeah. First one was We Were Here.
And the other one is Together. Is the second one?
Right. We Were Here is the first one. We Were Here 2 is the second one. 2 is TOO. We Were Here Together is the third one.
Oh.
And the fourth one is We Were Here Forever.
The third one has a weird name because it doesn't really follow the pun. You know, the sequel has 2 in it.
Yeah.
The fourth one has the word 4 in it, and the third one doesn't have a 3 in it. I guess you can't really work with that though.
We Were Here.
What are you gonna call it? We Were Here 3 Ever? It's just that's kind of a dumb name.
Maybe if you, I can't be bothered to think but maybe if you break down Together, you can spell 3. It's an anagram with some extra.
Or maybe you can replace one of the E's with a 3.
Yeah, could do. But yeah, you should definitely have a look around, especially if someone's up for playing them with it.
I'd be interested.
I think a lot of people would enjoy them. It's just some puzzle solving whilst also working together with someone to solve the puzzles, and there's some really interesting puzzles throughout. And you obviously can't see what your partner is doing, so you're relying on communication. One of the puzzles we were doing yesterday, I don't know if we were doing it right, but we had to work out what words meant, and the only way we could work out what they meant is this squid would give you a symbol, but it'd also make a noise. So then Matt would have to describe what the noise was to me by making the noises himself or saying what they sounded like, for me to pull a lever on different things to match the noise with what he's doing. One of them is it's like a cackling dolphin was one of the ones, like an evil laughing dolphin. And it did turn out to, I think that word was explorer with the symbol and the noise. It was explorer, adventurer. And then I think it turned into what an adventurer does, and you had to make out. You basically had a book with symbols in, and you had to work out what the noise was to corresponded with the first symbol, and the second symbol was the symbol of the in the eye itself. There you go.
That sounds pretty fun.
It is a really good game, and I think everyone should play it. It's for them.
Oh man, I'm getting sweaty. I don't know what it is. My whole apartment's really hot right now.
Yeah.
Ugh, so clammy. I can really smell my deodorant right now too, actually. I bought this new deodorant from the grocery store. When I went there, I went specifically to buy not scented deodorant because I don't want to smell like an 18-year-old boy anymore. Because usually when I go to the grocery store to buy deodorant, It's like Old Spice, but like the fancy scents, right?
Yeah.
With like the bears or the wolves on them. But then I realized like that's kind of just like Axe body spray, but like in deodorant form. So I want to get something like, scentless and make myself smell more like sophisticated because I'm like 32 now, or almost 32 in like 10 days actually.
Nice.
But like the new deodorant I bought smells like baby powder for some reason, which I don't know, man. It doesn't smell very good. Like it's like whenever like I'm just like sitting alone, I could just like kind of smell myself and I could smell my deodorant. And it just reminds me that I smell like a baby. Just like, oh dude. Like I wanted to smell like older, right? It's kind of ironic that I got deodorant that made me smell like I own a child or something.
That's cracking. Right, we've been talking for half an hour about games. We shall now move on to the next section of the podcast, which is We Play Together. Very creative with my naming. And we're going to be talking about Mega Man 11.
Yeah.
Asma's a massive fan of Mega Man games, and I mentioned games, and Asma said he hadn't played Mega Man 11. I said, let's do that then.
Mm-hmm. I got pretty far in it in the past couple days. I got, I think, 7 bosses down out of 8.
Nice.
I'm playing on normal mode. It's actually more challenging than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be a lot easier.
It's just not good enough for Mega Man.
Well, a part of it is the double gear system, right?
Yeah.
And like, I think like on paper it sounds like easy to manage, but like in practice, especially like in boss fights, it can be really difficult to manage, especially when you're trying to like combine like that with special items and also trying to like time your shots with the boss because they're always moving around. Yeah. Sometimes they're shielding. It's just like, oh, like it feels a little convoluted, which I'm not sure if that was. I felt like it was supposed to be like a way to make the game easier, but it kind of makes it more harder in a sense.
All right, I found it easier because of the gear system. Like I'd use certain things at certain times, and I found it very helpful. But maybe it just clicked more with me than yourself. The gear system, like I played a bit of it the other day, and then I was like, oh, there's time attack score. So I looked at that, and I was watching. You could see people's runs through levels, and like I just looked at Concrete Man's stage, and. Yeah. Someone had finished the level in just over a minute, and they died as well whilst doing this. I don't know if that was intentional or not. I couldn't tell because there was no commentary. But I was watching it, and the way they were flying through the level using the gear system and stuff, I was like, how? How do they go so fast? What's going on? But yeah, I was going to say...
Mega Man 9... Oh, sorry, you can go.
It's fine. You crack on, man.
I remember when Mega Man 9 came out, I was speedrunning some levels.
Yeah.
And like watching like a speedrun of that, it's just like, how the fuck do they do this? But then like once you start getting like the hang of things, it kind of like comes like second nature,
Yeah.
It's almost like learning how to cook, and you like watch somebody like cook something that you don't know how to do for like the first time, and you just like, I don't fucking understand what's happening. But then I guess like after just like trial and error and just like practice, you kind of just get the hang of it.
Yeah. Good analogy.
Could imagine that's kind of the same way with like the double gear system, because like, if you die in a level, you'll get like better the next time, and you kind of understand when it's more appropriate to use the gears and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like especially with the power gear, I guess it would be called, where you can like charge your weapon into like a mega shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes like mini bosses or bosses will be shielding, so sometimes you use that, but it does nothing because they were shielding, right?
Yeah.
But then you kind of understand like when the windows of opportunity are to attack, and then you use it. So you kind of like figure that out. But like at the same time, for me, it's just like to the whole experience.
Yeah.
And I guess it works in the sense that, like, you know, Mega Man 11 is the most popular. It's the most sold copies of a Mega Man game ever as of September. So I guess it did click with people. Like, I feel like I'd be more justified to complain about that if it didn't do very well. But I guess people seem to like it, right?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Mega Man 11. I remember playing it when it came out. I played it on, I think I played it on launch day. And like, I think I've streamed it 2 or 3 times and finished it. I finished it, I think, in about 8 hours, which I think was the longest I'd spent on a Mega Man game. Not because it was difficult, but I just found the game itself was longer, the levels and stuff, but it didn't feel like it outstayed its welcome. Whereas, like, some games, like, even though I love the game, Forbidden Planet, I think it's called. They call Forbidden Planet? No.
The Capcom game?
No. That's something else again. What's that game where you play as Lilac?
Who's Lilac?
It's like a Sonic style game.
Oh, Freedom Fighters?
Freedom Planet.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Freedom
Planet.
Freedom Planet, that, while the game is really, really good, the levels are so long, they feel it. Whereas Mega Man 11, the levels didn't feel long, but they were longer in seeming, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's like a lot of screens you can get past pretty easily, you know?
Yeah.
And especially when you know what you're doing, you can just sort of like use the right weapons and be at the right spot and just sort of take things out.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of Mega Man 11. It's up there with my favorite Mega Man games. I'm a little surprised that you haven't seemed to get on with it as well as I expected you to. I guess the gear system is something you're gonna have to get to click with you. But how are you finding the game overall? Other than that,
I mean, I like it. I definitely do. I do always have my grips with like anything that I, you know, play or watch or hear or whatever. But I would say they did a really good job on like rebooting the franchise, I guess. Not rebooting it, but kind of like, you know, bringing it back. Because like graphically, I remember seeing it for the first time and I thought it looked really bad, especially Blockman's level, because his whole level is like this cyan green color, right?
Yeah.
And like that's most of what you look at. And then I was comparing that to like Mega Man 6 levels on the NES. And there's a lot more color being used, like per screen.
Yeah.
And it looked like, you know, better because there's more variety. But at the same time, like when I'm playing it, I don't really think about it too much. And I don't know, it looks better when you're playing it. I don't know why. Like, because like for an example, like I had a huge like gripe with Mega Man's walking animation. It looks really stiff, and like his front, like the front part of his legs just kind of like stop and they just look funny.
Yeah.
But then I find when I'm playing the game, I'm not looking at Mega Man at all. I'm just sort of like looking at everything else, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't think it really matters too much.
I didn't mind Mega Man. I've never noticed that, so like that was fine for me. The one game that did feel wrong to me when I was playing it was Mega Man 7 for the SNES. It's weird to explain. And I'm not sure if I can explain it correctly because it's been a while since I played it, but the way Mega Man moved, it was as if he was moving either too fast or too slow for his animation. I don't know why, so it just seemed really off to me. It felt off because of that. I think the sprite was too big or something that made his movements seem wrong. I remember mentioning it to people before. I just don't like it.
So like there's this thing with like animation and video games, because like animation on, you know, in cartoons or whatever, it's very different, because if you're moving a character, you know, left to right on a screen, you kind of know where their feet will be, and you're not really like just like sliding an image across while they're walking. You do everything frame by frame, right? Mm-hmm. Which in a video game it's kind of different, because like you're more or less are looking at an animation while like your hitbox is moving around on like a surface, right?
Yeah.
So they kind of have to try to match the animation with the speed that you're moving.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't really work out.
Yeah, like, it doesn't in Mega Man 7.
Like if you like look where his toes are when he like first touches the ground, and then watch how far it'll go behind him and like how far he goes.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's running too fast, but not going fast enough, right?
Mm.
And yeah, there was a video on Mega Man 8 actually, and they were showing like a prototype version of Mega Man's walk cycle.
All right.
And it had that same problem where it's like he's running, but like it's almost like he's like running on ice, you know, not really going that fast.
Yeah. I'm one of the few people who seem to really like 8. apart from certain sections, I actually rather enjoyed it.
I like Mega Man 8 a lot, actually. It's one of my favorites. My only complaint is that it's too easy, but that's just me.
I think the easiest Mega Man game for me was Mega Man 6. Unbelievably
that
easy.
one's actually my favorite, actually.
Yeah? I just found it
actually
so easy.
It's actually the first one that I beat. I remember I was like probably like 11 years old or something like that.
Oh, nice.
I was emulating it on my cousin's PC, and I was up all night, like until like sunrise, playing that game.
Nice.
And yeah, it was like pretty epic when I beat it.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Like, I felt so accomplished.
I'm a real gamer now. You exclaimed at 3:00 in the morning. Yeah, I found Mega Man 6 to be extremely easy. I played Mega Man 1 like say a couple of years back, and then the year later I played 2 and 3, and then the year after I played 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row, pretty much like that. And after playing like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, I finished 6 in like 2 hours, I think, in one stream, whereas none of the others I managed to do that with. None of them.
Yeah, I think like 6 would be like the most like well designed one, because like one thing I had problem with Mega Man 11 was, I think his name is Tundra Man, like the ice guy.
Mm-hmm.
He has like his like super attack like halfway through his health bar.
Yeah.
Where he dashes across the screen really fast, dashes back and goes back again. And I remember I was on the other side of the screen. And I was like, okay, I'm going to step back, see what he does, and try to react to that. But by the time I could react to it, he just like whipped across the screen and killed me. And just like, what the hell, man? Like, I couldn't do anything.
You'd be faster with the gears, man. Speed gear.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I probably should have done. I think he actually says speed gear before he uses it too, so maybe I should keep an ear out for that kind of stuff. But I find in Mega Man, like especially like the 8-bit versions, they telegraph their attacks in such a way where like you might get hit with it the first time, but like if you're, I don't know, paying enough attention, like you could probably avoid it. They like telegraph their attacks a lot more, and you kind of like get the rhythm of things much easier. Yeah. In some of the games, and some of them they're not. Like I would say Mega Man 2 is kind of bad with like Quick Man. Quick Man is like he'll jump on you a lot, and he'll jump really high, and there's nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah,
unless you kind of know like how to like maneuver around him.
Just kick
like
his
I'm
ass.
sure like I'm sure like anybody fighting him for the first time just got fucking wrecked by that guy because he's ridiculously hard.
I can't remember. I remember finding 6 really easy, and I think I found 2 fairly easy after 1, because 1 is really difficult. As Iceman stage, man, made me want to lose my shit. I remember finishing Iceman stage, being really happy. I finally finished it, and I was playing it on the Wii U. So I was like, right, I'm going to bed, so I'm gonna have to. There's no saving on you. I'll use the Wii U save feature so I can go to bed and then come back and play it the next day. Unfortunately, I loaded it, so I had to redo Iceman stage. I wanted to cry. Not happy.
Yeah, I remember Iceman gave me a lot of trouble because like when I played them back in the day, I'd use save states a lot because I was emulating them.
Yeah.
But then I remember I got the Mega Man Anniversary Collection for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And there's no save states in that, right? So I had to beat every game without save states. And I remember Iceman gave me a lot of trouble because like he has like that one attack where he shoots like 3 things at once, and you have to like jump in between them. But you're also like dealing with ice physics and stuff, so it's like really hard to line that up. It was pretty difficult, doable, but like
Yeah, I think Iceman is weakness. I think most bosses in Mega Man 1, if you use Electric Man or Lek-Man's gun, if you just do the select pause glitch, I think most bosses just die really quick.
I always do that on what's his name, the Yellow Devil.
Yeah,
I find that he's too hard to do it otherwise.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Goddamn.
Apparently, you can actually jump further too using that same glitch. I guess you can, like, I don't know, something to do with like your horizontal movement. After coming out of like the pause glitch, you move like a pixel further than you usually do.
Cool. That's probably a way that people abuse the games to do speedruns.
Yeah. I was watching a speedrunning video. You know who what's his name? Summoning Salt is?
Yeah, Summoning Salt. Yeah. I watched Summoning Salt.
He was doing a video on Mega Man 2 the other day.
Yeah. Seen it?
And that's fucking it's like so fucking crazy, like what they do to like push themselves into walls and like move around. They're like glitched out in such a way where the game can't keep up. Like sometimes they'll be stuck on a screen, but the character's moving around like in the level, but you can't really see where in the level they are.
Yeah, the screen have moved on, but they the characters moved to a different screen, but the screen hasn't moved with it. It's just weird, isn't it? It's like me walking into the kitchen not loading, so I'm stuck in the living room. I make myself coffee in the living room, and it's there in my hand. Speed running coffee making. But yeah, that was mad. I speaking of Summoning Salt, is he had to upload that video twice because the first time he got banned for he got taken down. Video did for it being explicit or something, and then they said, "Oh, it was a mistake on our part," and then they put it back up. Then they took it down, and he like filed a thing to say, you know, what's going on, and they said that basically it was inappropriate for children or something. And they took it down completely, and he had to re-upload it. I don't know why. There was nothing like sexual or anything about it. It was Mega Man 2. So unless they think the blue bomber is like penis, I don't know what's going on.
I noticed that he censored all the swearing in that because you know, he has clips of people playing the game.
It wasn't on the original video. It wasn't censored on the original video.
And I think also there was a epilepsy warning on it. Because, and especially in Mega Man 2, sometimes the screen just like flashes white, like strobes basically. Like especially when you beat Wily at the very end, like the whole screen just like flashes white for like 10 seconds straight. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So I think that was like another concern of theirs. I remember like, he posted that video and he was talking. He mentioned that like you have to watch this because it really helps with his monetization or whatever the fuck. He was like basically like begging people to watch it after it got taken down so he can get the views back. Yeah, but it's like if you look at like his view count, like he has like millions of views per like video. It's like I don't know if that's really necessary,
the thing is, a lot of people will watch it once and then not watch it again, I guess, and obviously it got screwed because of the way YouTube did the thing. So I don't know. Oh well.
Really I wonder how much money he's making from it though, because I guess he probably posts like once a month, but like, someone I follow on YouTube made a very successful a Tekken video, right? And it got 2 million views, and it got 1 million views in the first month. And I was looking it up, like how much like people would make off of that, and it's like $2 to $3 grand before like sponsors and whatever the fuck, basically just like off AdSense and whatever.
Yeah, well, I don't get ads for my channel. I don't get any revenue from my channel because it's very, very small. I think I've got like 12 subscribers to my YouTube channel. Yeah. So yeah, it's not happening. Even if I had 1 million people watch this of one of my videos tomorrow, I wouldn't see a penny of it because I haven't got the subscribers and the followers and or whatever the hell you need to get anyway. Like, so there you go.
He also has a Patreon as well. Actually, I was looking at it, and it shows how much he's making a month, and it's like $2 grand a month off his Patreon. So it's like, how much money are you making? Like, I don't think you need to like ask people to watch this so you can make more money, because like $2,000 a month, like you could totally live off that, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it was just about money. I don't know. I don't remember reading the tweet, but I wonder if it's to do with that or if it's to do with some algorithm crap. You know,
maybe. Yeah.
YouTube, it's all about algorithms, and what do I know? I don't know anything. I don't know about that anyway. Right, we're going to be wrapping up soon, right? So the last thing I want to ask you is are you going to go back and finish Mega Man 11?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm thinking of beating it and then streaming it. I'm kind of glad that I didn't start streaming it before I beat it, because sometimes I have to like put the same level like 5 or 6 times to beat it. It just seems like it goes nowhere, you know?
Yeah, but people enjoy seeing other people suffer, so. Why do you think people like Dark Souls so much? To watch Dark Souls, then.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going back to it. I know you're finding it. Or do you think you can give it a ranking on where you would position it in the series, or would you need to finish it first?
I would definitely say it's probably like in my top 5 Mega Man games.
Nice.
Up there with like Mega Man 2, 6, 8 base, and then 11. I'm not sure what order they'd be in.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that's just a classic series. There's also the Mega Man X series and Legends and
yeah. So many.
There's too many things to rank.
Yeah. I will stand by my opinion that Mega Man is better than Mega Man X. Yeah. I don't care what anyone says.
It's definitely a lot more approachable, because I find that a lot of people are turned off by the Mega Man X games because you start off with a small health bar. And if you get like hit 3 times, you're dead, and just like, that kind of sucks. At least with like classic Mega Man, there's like a little bit more leniency on like making a few errors, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Indeed. I think that is going to be us then, Asthma. Unless you have anything else you would like to add.
I'm pretty content with all the Mega Man I've been talking about today.
Okay,
I feel like I've mentioned it like 20 times in the whole podcast.
Yeah. Anything you would like to plug?
I stream on Twitch. I play video games on Twitch. You could find me at I_have_asthma_69. You can also find me on Twitter, which is like asthma_69. That's basically about it. I do have a YouTube channel, but I have like 1 video posted, and I don't really take it very seriously, so.
It's fair enough.
You don't have to subscribe to that. Maybe sometime in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
TV show thing you were thinking about doing. Yeah, no problem, dude. I was saying you should do that TV show thing you were talking about doing for YouTube.
Yeah, I was thinking of working on that this month, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I bought a Stream Deck to like get that working.
Right.
I was really excited about it, but like it's just been sitting on my desk. I was just like, man, I gotta fucking use that.
Yeah. Well, I would like to thank you for taking part in the podcast. It's been a pleasure having you on, dude.
Yeah, this is really fun.
Glad you've enjoyed yourself. And I will catch you very soon, as well as everyone else. This will be live soon for everyone to listen to, but yeah, that's going to be us. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.